This is 2017 paper 1, section 1, which is 50 marks, and we have question number 1A. We are told express 4,732 in terms of its prime factors, and you get 1 mark. So we can use this method. 4732 we can divide by 2. This will give us 2. 3 that is 6. We have 6 and 6. Again, we can divide by 2. We will be able to get 1, 8, and that is 3. So that is not divisible by 2. We try 3. This will give us 9. 3 remainder 2, 28. Divide by 9, we get by 3 we get 9 remainder 1. That is not divisible by 3, so we go to 4 is not possible, 5 is not possible, 6 we can try 6. We have that is 1 remainder 5, 58. Then we have 9 remainder 4, 43 not divisible by 6, so we try 7. So this is 1 remainder 4, 4 divided by this is 1 remainder 4, 42. We have 6, so it is divisible by 7. So we say by 7 it will give us 1 remainder 4, 6 for 42 remainder 6, and 63 for 9. Then we check this is divisible by 9. That will give us 79. That is not possible. 10 not possible. 11 that is not possible. 12 not possible. Let's try 13. 13 is we get it is 1, so 13 is possible. So 13 you get 1 and 3. So this means that the prime factors of this are, you can say, are 2 squared, you multiply by 7, you multiply by 13 squared. The alternative method, you can also use this method if you are not sure of that. So we put 4,732, which we can divide by 2, and we get 2366. We can divide again by 2, and we will be able to get 1183, just like we have done here. We divide by 7, you get 69, 169, and you divide by 13, you get 13. So you still get the same factors using that method. So that is what you are expected to do there, and you get 1 mark. So this is part B, and in part A we have seen that 4,732 can be written in its prime factors as 2 multiplied by 2, or 2 squared, multiplied by 7, multiplied by 13, multiplied by 13. Because we want to have a perfect square, then it means we want to get a number. Perfect square is a number where you can get its perfect square root. So if you look at this, we have 2 squared, here we have 17, and here we have 13. So it means if we multiply by 7, that is now we have 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 7, multiplied by 7, multiplied by 13, multiplied by 13, which is equals to, we will be able, implying that this is 2 squared multiplied by 7 squared multiplied by 13 squared, which you can get a perfect square root, because you get the square root of 2 squared is 2, square root of 7 squared is 7, and square root of 13 squared is 13. So you get another mark there. question number 2, we are told 3 people, Juma, Weru, and Jerry, went round a circular racing track 3.1 2 kilometers and wrong. They all started from the same point and moved in the same direction. Juma walked at 48 meters per minute, Weru ran at 120 meters per minute, and while Jerry cycled at 156 meters per minute. If they all started traveling at 0700 hours, find the time when they were first together again. So first of all, we are given the distance in kilometers and speed in meters. So we need to get 3.12 kilometers. We multiply by 1,000 so that we get length in kilometer, so in meters, so that will be 3,120. From there, we find the time taken by Juma to cover this distance. So we start with the Juma. So it took time. Time taken is time is distance divided by speed. So this is 3,120. You divide by speed, which is 48. And using your calculator, you should be able to get 68. No, not 68, but 65 meters. 65 meters minutes. I mean, we come to Weru. Weru, he took the time. Time is equals to that 120. You divide by his speed, which is 120 meters per minute, which when you divide, then you should be able to get, he took 26 minutes. Finally, we look at Jerry, where Jerry was so we have Jerry here. Jerry, time taken by Jerry is that 120. You divide by his speed was 156, and when you use a calculator, you should be able to get 20 minutes. 20 minutes. From there, now we need to find the LCM of these 3 numbers, so that we can find the LCM. So LCM, we can use this method we use to find the LCM. So we have this is 65. This will give us 26, and this is 20. So we can divide by 2. You get this is 65, this is 13, and this is 10. We divide by 2 again. So this is 65, this is 13, this is 5. We divide by 5. So this is 1, 3. This is 13, and this is 1. We extend our lines there. So we have now 13. So we divide by 13. You find this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. Meaning that LCM is equals to, you multiply 2 times 2 times 5 times 13, and that should give you the value that when you multiply that, you get 260. So 260 minutes, which we can use here. So 260 minutes, if you divide by 100 by 60, that is to make it them hours, so it will be that to divide by 60, divide by that, so this will be 4 for 24 hours 20. You get it is 2, that is 20 divided by 6. You will be able to get, this is not 0.2 because we are working with hours, so it is those are 4 hours, and we have 20 minutes. So that is how we write it. So because they started at 0, 7, hours, we add 4 hours, 20 minutes. That means they will be together at, this will be give us 11 hours. They will be together at 20 hours. That is to say, which is the same as, I think it is 11:20 a.m. But you leave your answer like that, you should be able to get full marks. So that's how you work out that question. So this is question number 3, and you are told evaluate minus 2 into bracket 5 plus 3 minus 9 divided by 3 plus 5 all over divided minus 3 times minus 5 plus minus 2 times 4. So in this question, we are going to apply the BODMAS. BODMAS says bracket of division, multiplication, and division. We'll start with bracket. In the numerator, we have a bracket. So we add 5 plus 3, that is 8, multiplied by minus 2, that will give us minus 16. We don't have off, but we have division. So 9 divided by 3, that will give us minus 3. So that's minus 3 plus 5. The denominator, we don't have bracket. We don't have off. We don't have division, but we have multiplication. So we start by multiplying that. Minus 3 times minus 5. That will give us positive 15. And minus 2 times 4, that will give us minus 8. So this is equals to, now we come to addition. Minus 3 plus 5, that should give you 2, and minus 16 plus 2 will give us minus 14 divided by, now 15 plus minus will be 15 minus 8, that will give us 7. You can simplify there by 7 is 1, by 7 is minus 2, and therefore we get our answer is equals to minus 2. So that's how you work out that by applying the BODMAS. Note that if you don't follow that, the BODMAS procedure, then you mix up the operation, you get the wrong answer. This is question number 4, and we are told without using a calculator, evaluate. So first of all, you are supposed to note the instructions that you do not use a calculator. Then we are given a fraction here. So we are required to work on it. So first of all, we write the fractions in the improper form. So we have 3 over 4 of, that will give us 41 divided by 5 minus, that will give us 9 divided by 2. All this is divided by, this will give us 5 over 4 divided by, this will give us 15 divided by 8. Then you multiply by, that is 30, 33 divided by 10. So we are going to use to apply the BODMAS. BODMAS is bracket of division, multiplication, and addition and subtractions. So we start with off. So we multiply 41 times 3, that will give us 123. Divide by 4 times 5 is 20. Then we have minus 9 divided by 2. All this is divided by, here we write 5 divided by 4. You multiply because of division. So we have 8 divided by 15, and you multiply by that 3 divided by 10, which we can simplify here and say we can divide by 4 is 1, by 4 is 2, then you can divide by 5 here is 1, by 5 it is 3, you divide by 3 is 1, by 3 you get 11, and you divide this 2, you get 5. So this is equals to the numerator. You can get the LCM. So LCM of 20 and 2 is 20. So here we have 123 minus this will be 20 divided by 2 is 10 times 9, that will give us 90. So 90, all this is divided by, this is 11 divided by 5. So 90, that will give us that 3. So we have that 3 divided by 20, and because we are dividing here, then we multiply by 5 divided by 11, which we can simplify. This is 3. Here it's 1, here it is 4. So our answer is 3 over 4, or 3/4. So that's how you go about that question, and you get your answer like that. Question number 5, we are told use logarithm to evaluate 84.56 the square root of cube root of 0.027. All this is divided by 0.045. Correct to 4 significant figures. So here you should note that you in Form 2 you learned how to use logarithm tables. So you are supposed to use logarithm tables, not calculator, because you are being tested whether you know how to read the logarithm tables and to manipulate, for example, the cube root of 0.0027. So the best way to approach this is to have a table where we have this is a number, that is the logarithm. First of all, we get the logarithm of 84.56. We move the decimal place to the left, so we get that is 1, and then we get the logarithm of 8.456 from the tables, which you get it is 9272. Then we have 0.0027. It is the cube root is the same as raised to a third. So this is where you are being tested whether you know how to manipulate this. So first of all, we get bar 3, that is moving the decimal point 3 decimal places to the right to 2.7. We get the logarithm of 2.7, which is 4.314, and because it is raised to a third or cube root, we multiply by 1 over 3. Then when you are dividing here, you divide these two numbers are different. This is a whole number, this is a negative number, so we have bar 1 point. When you divide this other number, you get 1438. So that is the logarithm of that number, cube root of 0.0027. So it is 1438. Because it is multiplication, we add. That should give us 0. We should get 1 there. We get 7. Then here we get 0. We carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus my bar 1, that will give us 1. Then we have 0.45. 0.045. We move the decimal point to the right, so we have bar 2 point. Then we get the logarithm of 4.5, which should give us 6532, and that because it is division, we subtract. Once you subtract that, you should get this is 8, this is 7, this is 1, this is 0.4, and then we have point. We borrowed 1 here, so we have 0. So it is 0 minus bar 2, which will give us positive 2, and you get the anti-logarithm of that number. So it is times 10 squared. The anti-logarithm of 0.4178 is 2.617. So implying that our number, our answer is 261.7. So that's how you go about that question, and you get yourself 4 marks. So note what you are being tested. This is very important here, and also subtraction of the logarithms. This is question number 6, and we are told the diagram below represents a cube of side 10 centimeter, from which a cuboid measuring x centimeter by x centimeter by 10 is removed as shown. So we have the diagram there. This part has been removed. So write an expression in terms of x for the surface area of the remaining solids. So we can say the area at the back, it will be 10 multiplied by 10. This area, surface area, and that surface area, it will also be 10 by 10, because this side is, if we complete here, that side will be able to fit onto that point. And therefore, that means we can say those two sides are 2 multiplied by 10 by 10. Then we add this, the bottom is 10 times 10. The top, when you combine that and that, it's also 10 by 10. So also that one is 2 multiplied, that is bottom and top, 10 multiplied by 10. Plus, now we come to this side here, which this side and the other side, this will be, there are 2, so we write 2 multiply by, this will be 10 times 10 minus x times x. So 10, that is 10 times 10 minus x times x, which will give us x squared. And therefore, when you simplify, you get this is 200, then plus, this is also 200, then plus, this is 100, so it is 200 minus 2x squared, which is equals to 600 minus 2x squared. So the surface area is represented by that expression when we have a cuboid removed measuring x centimeter and x centimeter. So that's how you work out that question. Question number 7, we are told a cylindrical tank 1.4 meters in diameter contains 3,234 liters of water. Find the depth in meters of the water. Take pi equals to 22/7. You get 3 marks. So we say that if we make a sketch here of the tank, it looked like that. So we have been given the diameter is 1.4 meters, so that is the diameter, and the volume is equals to 3,234 liters. So we know that okay, let's work with centimeter. We know 1 centimeter, that is 1 liter, is equals to 1,000 centimeter cube is equals to 1 liter. So having that in mind, then it means how many centimeter cube are there. So volume is equals to 3234. We add 3 zeros, centimeter cube. So the volume of the tank can be calculated like V is equals to base area times height. So base area times height, which is equals to, in this case, because it's cylinder, it is 20. It is equals to, we can say it is pi r squared multiplied by height. But now we have been given the radius, and we know the volume, and therefore height is equals to volume divided by the base area, area multiplied by that is r's, that is height is volume divided by base area. This implies that our height is equals to, now our volume is 3.23400, that is in terms of centimeter cube, and we are going to convert our radius is our diameter is 1.4, which is the same as 140 centimeter. So radius is equals to 70 centimeter. So this is equals to 22/7. You multiply by 70 multiplied by 70. So you can simplify here. So these are centimeter squared. So this would divide with that, will be left with centimeter. That will divide by that. And therefore what remains is, use your calculator. When you divide 32340 by 49, you get it is 66 divided by 22/7. That is 660, which you can now say 660, because we are dividing, we multiply by 7/22. When you simplify that, you get 210 centimeter, implying that the height of the water is divided by 100, 2.1 meter. So that is the height of the water, and that is how you work out. So what you need to know here is, how do you get the volume of a cylindrical figure. This is question number 8, paper 1, 2017, Kcse Mathematics. So we are told the figure below represents a quadrilateral ABCD in which angle DAB is equals to 60 degrees, angle BCD is equals to 30 degrees, and BC is equals to DC is equals to 40 centimeter. Side AB is equals to AD. So we have the figure here, the information is included. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABCD, correct to 4 significant figures, and you get your 4 marks. So this question, you can solve it in 2 ways, or maybe more, depending on the route that you choose. So first of all, we have that angle, that side is centimeter, because it's the same as BC. So we can start by saying, if we divide that into 2, and this, then we can say this angle is 15. That line bisect angle 30, and this angle here is 30, bisect 60, so that is 30. So we can say, if we get this side, which we can call height, we can use 40 and the height to get that. Then with that side, you can get that side x. Then with that, we can be able, since now we can be able to use the height we have to get this side, side, and you get the if we call this m, you get am. So with that knowledge, you can use the height and x and y, when you add the two, to get the area of the one triangle, that is a triangle ADC, and you multiply by 2. So let's first of all work with that, and then we see the other way you can work it out. So to get our height, I'm going to use sine, because I have the angle and the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So we can say sine 15 degrees is equals to the opposite height divided by the hypotenuse, which is 40. So we can get h is equals to 40, the sine of 15 degrees, which when you use your calculator, you should get 10.35 centimeters. So that is our height. I want to get x, so I use the cosine because I have the angle and I have the hypotenuse. So we say cos 15 degrees is equals to x divided by the hypotenuse, which is 40. So this implies that our x is equals to 40, the cosine of 15 degrees, and you use your calculator, you should be able to get 38.64 centimeter. So that is the side x. Let's get y, so that once we start calculating the area, we get we be able to do that. So we get so we say tan 30, that is this angle. We want to get y is equals to that is y, which is adjacent, that is we get it is equals to the height, which we have found is 10.35. You divide by the adjacent, which is our y, implying that y is equals to 10.35. You divide by tan 30, and when it decreases, and when you do that, you get that is equals to you'll be able to get that is 17.93 centimeter. So with that, now we can find the area and say area is equals to it is 2 multiplied by a half, that is a half base times height. When you add x and y to get AC, you'll be able to get y is 17.93, and x is we got x is 38.6. You add the two, you should get when you add that, you should get this is 7, this is 5, you get this is 5, this is 6, and we have 5, so 56.57. So that will be our base, 56.57. You multiply by the height, which is our x, our height, which is 10.35. So you can simplify here. You can simplify here, you divide by 2. So when you multiply 56.57 by 35, then you should be able to get 5, that is 585.5, and this is to 4 significant figures, as we have been told. 4 significant figures, you take the first 4 digits, that gives you the 4 significant figures. So we will look at the method 2. The other method you can approach this question is that is figure. The figure below represents a quadrilateral ABCD in which angle DAB is equals to 60 degrees, angle BCD is equals to 30 degrees, and BC is equals to DC is equals to 40 centimeter. Side AB is equals to AD. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Correct to 4 significant figures. So you can divide this in the same way, that is you draw DB, BD and AC. The same case here, we say that this angle will be 15 degrees, 15 degrees. That line bisect that angle. This angle will be 30 and this angle will be 30 degrees. So we have this side is 40 centimeter because it is equals to BC. Then what we can do is we can find this side, because we already have the angle 15 and the hypotenuse of this triangle. We can call this M. So we can say, we can use sine 15 degrees is equals to h divided by 40, that is the hypotenuse, implying that h is equals to 40 the sine of 15 degrees, which is equals to, when you multiply that, you get 35 point, not 35, but 10.35 centimeter. So you get that. So that is height. We can label this side our x. Then we can use now the height that we have found. So we say sine 30 degrees is equals to our height we have found, it is 10.35. Then we have divided by our hypotenuse is x, implying that our x is equals to 10.35. You divide by sine 30, and that will give you that when you multiply that, you should get 20.7 centimeter. So with those sides, we can get the area. And now so this is the same as 20.7. So we can now get the area by using this method. Area is equals to a half AB sine theta. So we use multiply by 40, that is multiply by 40 the sine of 30. So this side here, this triangle, that is that triangle, that is BCD. You add to the area of triangle of the other triangle, which is 20.7 multiplied by 20.7. Then you multiply by the sine of 60. Using your calculator, you find that this will give you 400. These are degrees, 400, and the other one will give you 185.5. So when you add the two, then you get this is equals to 585.5 centimeter squared, because it is area. So this is the other method, which I also find it is easier to use this one than the first one. So that is how you solve that question, and you get yourself 4 marks. Question number 9, we are told the area of a sector of a circle is at 6.96 centimeters squared. The sector subtends an angle of 135 degrees at the center of the circle. Find the radius of the circle. Take pi is equals to 22/7, and you get 3 marks. So we know the area of to get the area of a sector. So this is what we refer to as a sector. So we use the angle subtended at the center, the radius. So this is the angle theta. So area of this sector, this one we call the minor sector, and the other one is a major sector. Area is equals to theta divided by 360 multiplied by pi r squared. So from there, since we have been given the angle, then we can say the angle is 135 divided by 360. You multiply by 22/7 multiplied by r squared should give you the area, which is 36.96 centimeters squared. So we can make r the subject. We multiply, this is 36.96. You multiply by 360, and you multiply by 7, and you divide by 135 multiplied by 22. You can choose to simplify here if you want, there is no problem. So r squared is equals to, that will give you 31.36 using your calculator, implying that we can get the r by getting the square root. R is equals to the square root of 31.36, which will give you 5.6 centimeters. So that is how you work out that question. This is question number 10, where we are told evaluate the expression r squared plus the root of r all over divided by t minus 3 and 2 over 3, given that t is equals to 5 and r is equals to 27. You get 2 marks. So the first thing you do is to just replace, substitute r and t. So you have our r is 27 squared, you plus the cube root of r, which is 27, you divide by t is 5, and you minus 3 and 2/3. So once you do that, you can square the 27, you get 729, plus the cube root of 27 is the cube root of 27 is 3. You divide by 5 minus 3 and 2/3. That will give you 1 1/3, which you can now write. You add 729 to 3 and you get this is 732. You divide by, write this in proper fraction, so this will be 4 divided by 3. From there you can get this is equals to 732. Then you multiply by 3 divided by 4, and when you divide 732 by 4, you should get 183, implying that meaning that when you multiply 183 times 3, that gives you 549. So that's how you work out that, and you get yourself 2 marks. We are told 2 employees, Joker and Okoth, contributed a quarter and a sixth of their salaries respectively to start a project. The contribution amounted to 16,000 Kenyan shillings. If Joker contributed 4 over 9 and Okoth a third of their salaries, the contribution would have been 30,000 Kenyan shillings. Calculate each person's salary. So we can do this. This will end up being simultaneous equations because of the 2 conditions that we have been given. So we need to say, okay, let's say let Joker salary be X, and of course salary be Y, and therefore we can write this. We can write the first condition that Joker contributed a quarter, so it's a quarter X plus 1 over 6 Y should add up to or added up to 16,000. If Joker had contributed 4 out of 9 of his salary, plus Okoth contributed a third of his salary, then the amount would have been 30,000. So those are the 2 equations that we will form. Then from there, we need to get the remove the fractions so that we'll be able to solve. This implies that we can LCM of 4 and 6 is 12. So if we multiply each and every term by 12, here it will be 3x, and here it will be plus 2y. 16,000 when you multiply by 12, you should get 192,000. So that is you use your calculator. Then this one, the LCM is 9. So this implies that if you multiply by 9, you have 4x, and then plus this will be 3y is equals to 30,000. You multiply by 9, that will give you 270,000. So once you do that, these are simultaneous equation. We can use the elimination method. So let's eliminate y. So we multiply here by 2 and here by 3, so that we have 6y. This should give us, when you multiply here, you get 9x plus 6y is equals to, you multiply 192,000 by 3, then you should be able to get, you multiply by 3, you should be able to get 576,000. Then the other one, you multiply this, will give you 8x plus 6y is equals to, that will give you 540. You multiply this by 2, 540,000. So you subtract the second equation from the first one. So this will give you x is equals to, when you subtract here, you should be able to get that the 6,000. So the salary of Joker was that the 6,000. So from there, we can use we can use one of the equations. So we say y is equals to, so since we have, so we can take 2y to the other side, and therefore we will have, that is 2y is equals to, we take 3x to the other side. We take this equation here, so we have 2y is equals to 192,000 minus, you multiply that the 6 times 3, that will give you 108,000, implying that 2y is equals to, you subtract this will give you 84,000. You divide both sides by 2, and you get your y is equals to 42,000. So that's how you work out that. So you get yourself 3 marks. So I hope you have followed that. So that is the value of y, and that is the value of x. So this is question number 12, and we are told solve x minus 8 less than or equals to x minus x greater or equals to 4 minus 3x, and represent the integral values of x on a number line. You get 4 marks. So in this kind of a question, we first take that first side. So we have our x minus 8 is less than or equals to minus x. We bring this x to the left hand side, and we take 8 to this other side. To make this x becomes positive, so x plus x, we have 2x. 8 becomes negative once it crosses the inequality. So it is less than or equals to 8. Divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. And here we will have our x is less than or equals to 4. Then from there, we take this side, and we say minus x greater or equals to 4 minus 3x. We bring minus 3x to this side, becomes positive. So we have 3x minus x will be left with 2x is greater or equals to 4. Divide both sides by 2. You find x is greater or equals to 2. So we can now combine and say that if we get that is, if we say that is here our x, x is greater or equals to 2, less than or equals to 4, and that's how you do it. So to conclude, we can represent this information on a number line. So that's our number line. If we say this is our 0, we can have minus 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So x is greater than 2. So you put a shaded point there, or small circle. The shading means that x is part of 2, and we do the same when we have greater than or equals to. it means that x is part of that. Or we can simply say x could be 2 or anything greater than 2, or x could be 4 or anything less than 4. So that's how you do that. So this is question number 13, 2017 Mathematics Paper 1. I want to show you how you go about that. So let me put the question on the board and you'll be able to see how we go about that. So this is our question. We are told the figure ABCD is a regular hexagon. Line A, E, and BF intersect at G. So we have our figure there. And therefore, we are required to find the size of angle GF, and that is FGE. So we can start by saying the whole of this angle here is 120. So that is 120 degrees. So it means this angle is 30 degrees, and this angle here is 30 degrees. The same case applies here. So this angle here is an isosceles triangle. So that the angle here is 30 and this angle here is 30 degrees. If this angle here is 30, then it means, because they add up to 120, then it means that angle is 90 degrees, implying that this angle is 60 degrees, so that when you add 30 plus 90, that is 120, plus 60, that gives you 180, implying that angle FGE is equals to 60 degrees. So that is how you work out that question, and you get yourself 3 marks. So let's move to the next question. Question number 15, we are told the marked price of a TV set is 36,000 Kenyan shillings. A dealer sold the set and allowed a 12% discount on the marked price and still made 25% profit on the cost price. Find the cost price of the set. So if we allowed the 12% discount, then it means he sold at 88. That is 100 minus 12. That will give you 88%. So we calculate 88% of that 6,000. So we have that the 6,000 divided by 100. You multiply by 88. So once you multiply that, you get, you should be able to get that 1,680. So that is the amount before he sold the TV. That is Kenyan shilling. Then he made the 25 profit by selling this price. So it means you divide that 1,680. You divide by 125, because this is a percentage profit he made of 25%, and you multiply by 100, so that will give you 25,324, implying that selling cost price is equals to Kenyan shillings 25,324. So that's how you work out that question. Question number 16, we are told the figure ABCD is an image of ABCD and a rotation. By construction, determine the center P and the angle of rotation. So we'll be able to do this question by, first of all, we can join 2 points, that is the object and the image. For example, I'm going to join A and A prime. Then I join B and B prime. I'll bisect A prime and also bisect B and B prime. Where the 2 lines will meet, that is the center of rotation. So let's do that. So here I have joined A and A prime, and I'm going to bisect that. To bisect, you place your point here and your compass there, and you make a mark there. You also place it on the other side. You also do it to the other side. You make 2 marks, and when you join the two lines that cross our two arcs, then you should come up with a perpendicular line of A prime. So here I have joined B and B prime, and I'm going ahead and bisect it. That is by pressing my compass here. I'll make one mark here on the other side. I also press my compass here. I'll make one mark on this side and the opposite side, and I'll be able to join the two crossing of the arc to come up with the perpendicular of B prime. That is what I have done. So I have come up with a perpendicular line to B prime, and a perpendicular line that is A of A prime, and where the two lines meet, that marks the center of rotation. Center of rotation. So that is the center of rotation. From there, we are required to find the angle of rotation. So you can join A. So to this point, you draw a line, and A prime to this side, and then you measure that angle. So that is what I have, and so the whole of this is the angle of rotation, and using a protractor, you measure that angle, you get it is 67 degrees. So that is the angle of rotation, and this is the center of rotation. So that is how you go about that question. A very simple question, and you get yourself 3 marks. Question number 17. We are told that a sales lady earns a monthly salary of 60,000 Kenyan shillings. She gets a commission of 4% on the value of goods she sells above Kenyan shilling 250,000, but less than 4,000 Kenyan shillings, 400,000 Kenyan shillings. On goods sold above 400,000 Kenyan shillings, he gets a commission of 7.5%. So in a certain month, he sold goods worth Kenyan shilling 525. Calculate her total earnings that month. In another month, she earned a total of 94,500 Kenyan shilling. Find the value of goods that she sold that month. So we start with part A. That month, the lady sold goods worth 525,000. So for goods that were between 250,000 to 400, she was getting a commission of 4%. So this means that he first gets 4%, that is 4 over 100, multiplied by, now this will be goods between that is 400,000 minus 250,000, 250,000, then plus whatever he sold above that, he was getting 7.5%. So this means 7.5 divided by 100, and then you divide by 100. You multiply from 525,000 is sold, you minus 400, the first range, and now you then add her salary, which was 60,000. So when you work out that, you should be able to get here you get 6,000. Then you get here you get 9,375, and finally you add to the salary of 60,000, which will give you a total of 75,375 Kenyan shillings. So that is what she earned that month. Part B, this is part A. Part B, then we are told another month. So here what we need to do is, it means that 94,500 of the money she earned, 94,500, is equals to her salary of 60,000, then plus the first range we have seen, she was getting 6,000, 4%. So you add to 6,000, then you add to X of what she earned above 400,000 Kenyan shillings. So when you work out this, you take 6,000 to the other side, you find that our X is equals to 28,500. That is, you make X the subject. 12,000 minus 94,000. Then once you get that, then you can say value of goods for that is for this money, that is 28,500. How do we get that? So you take 25,000. So we take 28,500. You divide by the commission, which is 7.5, and then you multiply by 100 to get the goods, and this will give you 380,000. 380,000, and this implies that the total sales is equals to the first 250,000 plus 150,000, that is 150,000, and then plus finally we have obtained 380,000. So when you add up all this, you should be able to get Kenyan shillings 780,000. So that is the total sales that she had made that month for her to be able to earn 94,500. So I hope you have followed that, and that's how you work out that question. 18, and we are told lines y plus 2x is equals to 4 and 3x minus y is equals to 1 intersect at t. Find the equation of the line 1 which passes through t, and 3 minus 2, you get 5 marks. So this question you are supposed to, if you are covered gradients, equations of straight lines, gradients and equation of straight lines in form 2, you should be able to do this question comfortably. So the first thing that we do is, if these two lines intersect at t, then it means the value of y at t for both lines and x are the same. So we can write our first equation, y is equals to x. We take 2x to the other side, so we have a minus 2x plus 4. The other one, we can take y to the other side, so we have y is equals to 1 comes across the equal sign, it is 3x minus 1. So we can now equate this side and this side, that is y, which you have minus 2x plus 4 is equals to 3x, because they share a point. So when you put them like that, you can take 2 minus 2x to the across the equal sign becomes positive, so we have 5x. 1, you take it across the equal sign, you get 5. So it means x is equals to 1. You divide both sides by 5, and if x is 1, you can substitute here, and you find y is equals to 3 times 1 is 3 minus 1 is 2. Therefore, the coordinates of t are 1 and 2. So once you get that, that is going to help you answer the questions So find the equation of the line 1, L1 which passes through T and 3 minus 2. So we already have 1 point, and the other point is 3 minus 2, and therefore we can be able to get the equation of this line, which you say, first of all, we get the gradient. The gradient is equals to, you say it is this other point here, it is not 2 but minus 2. So we have 2 minus minus 2, that will give you 4 divided by 1 minus 3, that will give you minus 2. You divide, you get minus 2. So once you have the gradient, you can now get the equation of the line, and you say y, we take 1 point, we can take 1, 2. So it is y minus 2 and x minus 1. So we have taken t is equals to the gradient, which is minus 2. So you can simplify that and say y minus 2 is equals, cross multiply, it is minus 2x minus 1 and minus 2 will give you positive 2. You take 2 to the other side, then we will have y is equals to minus 2x. 2 becomes positive, so that is the equation that we are required to find in this particular part of A. From there, we go to B. A line passes through 5, 4 and is parallel to L1. So this is our L1. So if the right line passes through 5, 4 and it is parallel to L1, it means L2 gradient is equals to the gradient of L1. We have found it is minus 2, and it passes through the line through the point 5, 4. So with that, we can be able to get the equation of line 2 by saying we take y minus 4, we take 1 point and imaginary point, x minus 5 is equals to minus 2. So you cross multiply, you'll be able to get this is y minus 4 is equals to minus 2x. Then this will give us plus 10, that is plus 10 minus 5 times minus. So minus 4 crosses the equal sign, becomes positive. So y is equals to minus 2x. 10 plus 4 will give us 14. So that is how we get the equation of that line 2 in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So that's correct. Then another line L3 is perpendicular to L1. What is the gradient of L1? So this is C. L1, the gradient is minus 2. It means for L3, gradient is equals to a half. So that when you multiply a half times minus 2, you should get minus 1. From there, this line is perpendicular. Find the equation of the L3 in the form of ax plus b y minus c. So if this line is perpendicular and at t, it means they share a point which is t, which we found it is 1, 2. So with the gradient and a point, we will be able to get the equation. So we say y minus 2 divided by x minus 1 is equals to a half, which implies that we cross multiply, we get y minus 2 is equals to a half x, then this is minus a half. So with that, then we'll be able to get, we have multiplied that. So this becomes, we take 2 to the other side, so we have y is equals to 2 becomes positive, so it is a half x, and then we have so 2 becomes positive, So 2 minus a half, that will give you 1.5, which is the same as 3/2. Multiply throughout by 2, you have 2y is equals to x plus 3. Because we are supposed to write our equation in this format, then we take x to the left hand side, and it implies that our equation will be minus x plus 2y is equals to 3, which is in the form of the form that we have been told here. So that is how we work out that, and you get yourself 10 marks. So this is question number 19. This question is from the topic motion, which is a Form 2 topic, and we are going to look at how we go about it. So this is a question which says, a car traveled from town A to town B. The car started from rest at A and moved with a constant acceleration for 2 minutes and attained a speed of 1.2 kilometers per minute. It then maintained this speed for further 10 minutes before decelerating at a constant rate for another 4 minutes. The car finally came to rest at B. On part A of the question, on the grid provided, draw a speed time graph for the car, and you get 4 marks. So you see that the car accelerated for 2 minutes, maintained the speed of 1.2 kilometer per minute for 10 minutes, so those are 12 minutes, and then decelerated for 4 minutes. So those are 16 minutes. When you are drawing a graph, always use a pencil, because when you mess up, you'll be able to wrap, and because you will not be provided with another grid, since the grid is on your question paper. So if I put 0 there, then I can use this x-axis. I use 4, I use 6, this is 8, this is 10, this is 12, that is 14, and this is 16. So this x-axis represents time, and it is in minutes, because our speed is given in minutes. That is a trick which you should note very well, because if you are used because you are used to working with kilometers per hour and meters per second, you might mess up with that part there. Then it attained a maximum speed of 1.2. So if I put 0.5 there, I put 1.0, and I put 1.5, it will have covered the maximum speed attained of 1.2. So this is speed, and our speed is in kilometer. Now, with that, what we need to do is, since we are required to represent or to draw the speed time graph, we start from 0. So our point A is here. It has accelerated for 2 minutes and attained a speed of 1.2. So our speed is there. Then it maintained that speed for 10 minutes. So from 2, we go up to 12. That will give us 10 minutes. That is the other point. And it decelerated for 4 seconds. So from 12 to 4 minutes, we go to 16. So this is our B. So with that, we are going to join this point using a straight line to come up with a speed time graph. So using a ruler, you join the 4 points, that is a speed time graph, and then you move to part B of the question. Use a graph to calculate the distance in meters the car traveled during its deceleration. It started decelerating from the 12th minute, so it decelerated for 4 minutes. And to get the distance, we calculate the area under that part, or that particular graph. So we get the area of that triangle, which is a half multiplied by base is 4 multiplied by height, which is 1.2. And note, because we are told to work with meters, and we had our speed in 1.2 in kilometers, so we multiply by 1,000 to convert that to meters. And when you work out that using your calculator, you should get 2,400 meters. From there, that is our Roman number 1. We go to Roman number 2. Roman number 2, the distance in kilometer covered by the car in the whole journey. So in this case, we get the area under the whole curve. So we get the area of the first triangle, which is a half. Base is 2 and height is 1.2. Now we are working with the kilometers, so we will not multiply by 1,000. The area of the rectangle, the length is 10, and the width is 1.2, and we add 2. The area of the other triangle is a half, multiply this triangle here. A half base is 4, and the height is 1.2, and this should be in kilometers. So using a calculator, you can simplify here by dividing by 2. You can simplify here by dividing by 2, and or you can just use your calculator, and you should be able to get 15.6 kilometers per. That is distance, so that is kilometer. Then we go to Roman number 3. Where we are supposed to get the average speed. The average speed which we get, it is a total distance covered, which we have obtained in Roman number 2, divided by time. So speed is equals to total distance divided by total time taken. Our distance is 15.6 kilometers, and we divide by the total time. The total time taken is 16 meters, and 16 meters, 16 minutes. To convert that, we divide by 60, so that we convert to hours, because that is what we are required here. So we say it is 16 divided by 60, and this now is hours. So this is equals to 15.6. We divide by, when you simplify here, you get it is 4. That is divide by 4, divide and 15. And this is 15.6 times 15 divided by 4. And when you compute that using your calculator, you get it is 58.5 kilometers per hour. So that is how you work out that. I hope you have followed. So we now go to question number 20. Number 20. The figure below is a square of x centimeters. So from here to here, it is x, and from here to here, it is x centimeter. The square is divided into 4 regions. So we have A, we have B, we have C, and we have D. Regions A and C are squares. So this is a square, and that is a square. Square C is of side Y, so this is side Y, and this is Y centimeter. Regions B and D are rectangles. So we can say, since this side, the whole of this side is x, this is x minus y, and this is x minus y. Here we have y because it's the same as this side, it is the same as that side. This side is y because it is indicated here, and this side is y, and of course this side is y. So with all the sides we have there, find the total area of the regions in terms of x and y in factorized form. So we start with A and C. A and A is the area of A. So we have A, Roman number 1. The area of A is x, minus y, you multiply by x minus y, then you add to the area of C, which is y times y, and that will give you y squared. So this we can say this is x minus y into bracket squared, and then we have plus y squared. So that is Roman number 1. Roman number 2, we say B and D. We start with the area of B. It is y. Because this side is x minus y, then it is y. You multiply by x minus y. That is the area of B. The area of D. This side is x minus y, and this is y. So this is plus y multiplied by x minus y, and you can add the 2 and you get it is 2y into bracket x minus y. So that is the area. Then we go to Roman number 3. Roman number 3, we are told to find the total area of A, B, C, and D. So we are going to add this and this. So this is going to give us, we start with x minus y squared plus y squared. That is the area of A and C, and you add to 2y into bracket x minus y. Since we have x minus y is common, we can factor it out, x minus y, one of them. So here you'll be left with x minus y, and then we have plus y squared, and here you'll be left with plus 2y. That is how we factorize, and we can rearrange that and say this is x minus y into bracket. Since we are supposed to leave it in factorized form, then we put bracket. We will start with the y squared. We have minus y plus 2y. That will give us 1y plus y, and then we have plus x. So that is the total area of all the regions A, B, C, and D. At B, we say we are told to find the total area of B and D in terms of x, given that y is equals to 2. The area of, we have been given that area here. So we just replace with 2. So this is 2 times 2 into bracket x minus 2. You open the bracket, this will give you 4 into bracket x minus 2. And when you open the bracket, you find it is 4x minus 8. So that is the area of B and D in terms of x, given that y is equals to 2. See, we can do it here, and we are told factorize 25c squared and 16 squared. So that's a difference of 2 squares. So we can write this is 5c, that is we write 5c into that is into bracket squared minus 4 squares. So that's a difference of 2 squares, which we can write it is 5c minus 4, and you put a bracket, and then you have 5c minus 4. So that is how you factorize that. From there, we are told to evaluate, so we go to part D. Part D, we have evaluate without using mathematical tables. So this is 424 squared minus 4976 squared. That's a difference of 2 squares. So we can write it as 5024 minus 4976, close the bracket, and 5024 plus 49.76, and you close the bracket. So when you work out that, you get this will give you 48. You multiply by this will give you 10,000, and that is 5,000. That is 10,000. So when you multiply that, you get 80,000. So that is what you get as a solution for that. That is for Roman number 1. So we go to Roman number 2, which we will say we can put that as it's also a difference of 2 squares. So we separate them and we write 8.96 minus 1.04, close the bracket. Then we have 8.96 and we add to 1.04. So when you subtract that, when you work out that, you get this is going to give you 7.92. You multiply by this will give you 10, and when you multiply, that will give you 79.2. So that is how you work out that question, and you get yourself 10 marks. So the figure below represent a right pyramid, V, E, F, G, H, mounted on a cuboid A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Line AB is 6 centimeters, so we have been given that. DA is 8. AF is equals to AF, we have AF is equals to BG is equals to CH is equals to DE is equals to 3 centimeters. Line VE is equals to VF is equals to VG is equals to VH is equals to 13 centimeters. That is the slanting sides of the pyramid. So calculate correct to 2 decimal places. A, the surface area of the rectangular faces, you get 3 marks. The surface area of the triangular faces, you get 5 marks. The total surface area of the cuboid. It is important to first of all go through the whole question so that you find out whether you will be able to do all the parts. So this is a simple an easy question. So we start with A. You say the surface area of the cuboid of the rectangular faces. So we will start with the bottom, which we have surface area is equals to 8 multiplied by 6. So we are through with that. Then we take the sides. We have AFBG multiplied by, it is the same as DECH. So we say it is 2 multiplied by that is 2 multiplied by 6 times 3. So we have taken care of that one and that one. Then plus this is supposed to be plus, not the plus times. So that is plus. Then you say plus, we take care of this. 8 multiplied 2 times 8 times 3. So this side, that side, and the other side. So when you work out that, you get that is 48 plus this is 36 plus the other one, this is 48, and when you add all of them, you get 132 centimeters squared. So that's how you do part A. Then we go to part B. Part B, the surface area of the triangular faces. You can do this in 2 ways. You can use we can bring this line here, and you'll be able to, if you call that M, then you can say Vm is equals to the square root of the surrounding side, that is 13 squared, minus 3 squared, that is a half of 6, and this should give you the square root of 169 minus 9 is equals to the square root of 160. So we can say area of that side, area of VFG plus area of VEF should be equals to should be H is equals to this will give us 2 multiplied by a half. Base is 6 multiplied by height, which is the root of 160, and when you work out that, you should be able to get the area is equals to 75.89 this is centimeter squared. So that is one way. You again, if we drop a line here, so we call that N, we can be able to get Vn is equals to the square root of 13 squared minus 4 squared, which is equals to the square root of 169 minus 16 is equals to the square root of 153. So we can get the area of VEF and VEF and VGH is equals to, we say it is 2 multiplied by a half, you multiply by 8 base area, 8 you multiply by the square root of 153, which is equals to 98.95. This is centimeter squared. So rectangle, so area of rectangular faces, that is triangular faces, is equals to, now you add 75.89 plus 98.95, and this is equals to you get 174.84. This is centimeter squared. So that's how you get the area of the triangular size. But you can also do it in another way. Since you have been given the 3 sides, you can say method 2, you can get S is equals to, that is you get, it is a half, you get 13 plus 13 plus 8 is equals to 17. So you can get the area of VEF and VHG is equals to, you get the area is equals to 2 the square root of 17 into bracket 17 minus 13, then 17 minus 13, and 17 minus 8. All these under square root, and when you compute that, you should be able to get 98.95. You do the same to triangles, the other triangles, which you say S is equals to 2 into bracket, that is 2 square root of, that is, you will start by getting S, which is a half, into bracket 13 plus 13 plus 6, and that should give you, when you add up, you get 16. So you get area is equals to, you get it is 2 the square root of, you get 16, then 16 minus 3 minus 13, then you get 16 minus 13, and you get 16 minus 6, and that should give you, when you compute, you get 75.89, which when you add the two, you should still come up with the area that we obtained with the first method. So that's how you do that. Finally, total area, that is part C. You just take the rectangular area, total area is equals to triangular area. You say we got 174.84, then plus you get, that is the area of the triangle side. We get we got the rectangular side, we got 132, and this should give you a total of 306.84 centimeter squared. So that's how you get those areas. Question number 22, we are told the figure below is a solid which consists of a frustum, of a cone, the cylinder, and a hemispherical top. The internal radius of the frustum is 42 and 21. The vertical height of the original cone was 40, and the height of the cylinder is 30. Calculate the volume of the frustum part, the volume of the cylinder part, the total volume. So we start with A, and in A we will say, assuming that this was a full cone which was cut so that we end up with a frustum, so that is the cone. So part of it was cut off, and we are told we have been given the height here is 40, so we can be able to get the height of the small cone by using the similarity. So we say 42 divided by 21 is equals to 40 divided by the small h. So the small h is, if you cross multiply, is actually 20. So the height of the small cone is 20. So it means from here to here it is 20. So it's like the cone was cut at halfway. So to get the volume, we say it's the volume of the whole cone. The formula for finding the volume of a cone is that base area times height. So we say it is equals to, implies that area, volume of the frustum is equals to volume of the whole cone. So it is that the area is pi r squared. Our r is 42 multiplied by 42. That is pi r squared. You multiply by the height, which is 40, and then you minus the volume of the small cone, which is that, multiplied by pi, multiplied by 21 squared, multiplied by the height, which is 20. So using your calculator, you can compute this, and you use 22 over 7. So this you can say this is going to give you, if you factor out 22 pi over a third, that is a third, and 22 over 7, that is pi, then you multiply 42 squared times 40, you get 70,560. You minus the other one will be 8,820, and when you compute this using a calculator, you get it is 64,680, and this is centimeter cube. That is the volume of the cone. So once you get the volume of the cone, then part B, you are told to find the volume of the cylindrical part. So part B, this is part A, volume, that one is volume is equals to base area times height, base area times height, which is equals to, that is base area times height. So it is 22 over 7 pi r squared times 21 squared, you multiply by 30, and that should give you the volume. That when you compute that, you get 41,580. And then finally you are required to get the total volume. So you get our D, you just add the volume. So before that, we will need to calculate the volume of the semisphere. So this volume, we will take volume of the semisphere is a half. The formula for finding the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi. So it is 22 over 7 multiplied by r cubed. Our radius is 21 cubed. So using a calculator, you compute that, and you should be able to get 19,404 centimeters squared. Then with that, you should be able to come up with a total. So you add 64,680, you add to 41,580, and you also add 19,404. So with that, you should be able to get this is 4, this is 6, this is 6, this is 5, then we have this is 2, 125. So the total is 125,664 centimeter cubed. So that is the volume, and you get yourself 10 marks. So that is how you work out that question. Question number 23, we are told 4 posts A, B, C, and D stand on a level horizontal ground. Post B is 240 meters on a bearing of 060 degrees from A. C is 210 meters to the south of B, and D is 150 on a bearing of 140 from A. Using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 30 meters, show the relative positions of the post. You get 4 marks. Okay. The rest of the question, use the scale drawing to find the info. So for you to be able to answer this question, you need to make a sketch, then you will make the real drawing so that you understand how your diagram will look like. So we start from A, we make a compass there, A, and we are told B is 240 meters on a bearing of 60. So it means here we have angle 60. That is angle 60. This is since it is 240, you divide by 30. There you make 8 centimeter, and this is where we have our point B. Then we are told that C is 210 south of B, so you extend this line, and since it is 210, you measure 7 centimeter. 210 divided by 30 is 7. Then D is 150, so you divide by 30, those are 5. 140, since the whole of this angle up to there is 90, you add another angle of 50, so that you get a total of, so this angle is 50, this is 30, so that add up to 140, and this is where you find your D. So from there, now you use a geometrical instruments to draw this figure, and then go ahead and answer the other question. So let's do that. So the first thing you do is to get a compass to represent A, and then you are going to measure an angle of 60 here, so that we get B, and we measure 8 centimeter. So let's do that. So this is the angle of 60, and I've measured 8 centimeter up to where we have the green mark. So I'm going to draw a compass there of point B, so that we identify point C. So that is the compass of at B, and then we are told that C, this is where we have our C, is 210 kilometers south of that is south of B. So we need to extend this line here, so that, and then we measure 7 centimeter to represent 210 kilometers. So let's do that. So this is where I have located my C. I have adjusted my diagram because of space. So finally, so this is 7 from B downwards southwards, 7 centimeter to represent 240 meters. So finally we have D, which is 140 degrees from A, so we get that bearing. This is my final diagram where I have located D here. It is 5 centimeter representing 150. So what I have done is that since this angle here is 30, those two add up to 90, then I have added an angle of 50, so that the total of this angle is 140, which is a bearing of D from A. So with that, we can go ahead and answer the other questions. So use to find the distance and the bearing of C from D. So what you do is to draw a line from C, that is, find the bearing of C from D, join D and C, and measure the angle at D to get the bearing of C from D. So when I join D and C, I find that the bearing of C, that is B Roman number 1, my diagram is giving me 83 degrees, and the distance I'm getting 2.9. so it means 2.9 you multiply by 30, 2.9 you multiply by 30, and you get that is equals to 87 meters. So that is part B of the question. We go to C. Before we go to C, we look at Roman number 2 of B. Determine how far A is to the west. So I have drawn a line here, which I found it is 6 centimeter. So it means it is 6 multiplied by 30, and that is giving me 180 meters. So A, we say A to the west of B. Then finally C, that the height of the post D is 18. Calculate correct to 2 decimal places the angle of elevation of the top of post D from the foot of A. So we can use this triangle. You can say this is how it looks like. So this is post D, which is 18 meters, and from here it is we are told that so this distance is 150. So we want to get that angle of elevation theta. So we can say tan theta is equals to 18 divided by 150, which is giving us 0.12, implying that tan inverse theta is equals to, we are getting 6.84 degrees. So that's how you work out that question, and you earn yourself 10 marks. This is question number 24, and we are told the vertices of a triangle A minus 2, 2, B 2, 2, and C 2, 8. On the grid provided, draw a triangle ABC and its image ABC prime and at rotation minus 90. So what we do is first of all we label our Cartesian plane. So we have that is 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is our x-axis. We have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is our y-axis. And we have the negative side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, like that. So we are told that A is minus 2, 2. So this is where we have our A. We have B is 2, 2. So this is where we have our B, 2, 2. And let's write it here. So we have B, and we have our C is at 2, 8. 2, 8 is that point. So this is where we have C, our C, and we join the 3 points to come up with our triangle. That is our triangle ABC. The other triangle, we are told the center of rotation is at R, where R is 1, 1. And for us to be able to get that triangle, you can use a set square. You join A to R, then you make an angle of 90. Alternatively, we can get that the negative rotation is a clockwise rotation. So we can count from R to go to A, you move 1 unit along the y-axis. So we move the opposite along the x-axis. Along the x-axis, we move 3 points. So we move along the x-axis 1, then 1, 2, 3. So this is where we have our A. That is where we have our A prime. Then we have B. Our B, from R, it is 1 unit along the x-axis, 1 unit along the y-axis. So we do the same, we get our B at that point. So that is where we have our B prime. Our C from R, we move 1 unit along the y-axis, 1, and along the x-axis, y-axis, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we move one along the we move one along the x-axis, that is y-axis, and 7 units along the x-axis. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have our point C at 8, 0. So that is our triangle ABC prime, and let's draw that. So that is our image, our triangle ABC prime. So from there we are told to draw triangle ABC double prime, where we have been given the coordinates. So let's do that. So our triangle ABC double prime, we have the A double prime is minus 1 minus 5. So that is where we have our point. That is A double prime. We have B is at this is supposed to be double prime there, minus 1 minus 3 minus 1 minus 3. We have that is our B, and we have our C as minus 4 3 minus 4 minus 3. So we have our C at that point. So we join the 3 points to come up with a triangle. So that is our triangle. And the next question is, describe fully the transformation X that maps ABC prime onto ABC double prime. So if you observe these two triangles, you see this one is a reflection of this one, but the ABC prime is smaller, so it means this is in the opposite side of the center of rotation. So we drew the lines joining A and B prime and B double prime, A and double prime, and we will be able to get the center of rotation. We have our lines now, and we can see the center of rotation. Our center of rotation, we can see clearly it is 0 is equals to X is 0 and Y is 2. Y is 2, sorry for that, Y is 2. Then we have enlargement scale factor. Enlargement scale factor is equals to, if you count the number of squares from A to B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and from A to B, you can see it is, this one is a half, and because it is the opposite side of the center of rotation, then that is equals to minus a half. Or if you get the area of this triangle, of the image, this triangle, and you divide with the area of this triangle, you get it is a half, and the enlargement is in the opposite side of the linear scale factor. So that is how we get the center of enlargement and enlargement scale factor. Finally, we are told triangle ABC triple prime is the image of triangle ABC and a reflection in the line X is equals to 0. So this is the line X is equals to 0, that is this, which is the same as X-axis. So let's reflect our triangle through that line and get our image. So we will get our if we reflect B through X is equals to 0, we get our B is there. So this is our B triple prime. Then we can get, so we'll get our B prime is there. That is where we have our B triple prime. A is opposite the X-axis, so we have our A triple prime, and then we have our C. You count 4 squares from the line of reflection, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That is where we have our C, and we join the 3 points to come up with a triangle. So that is our triangle, and then we are required to state the type of congruence that we have, that is triangle ABC and triangle ABC prime, and for I, that is ABC and ABC prime, we refer to that as direct congruence, which you learned in Form 2. And the other one is opposite congruence. So that is how you solve out or you work out that question. This is what you learned in Form 2 in transformation, that is refraction, rotation, and so on. So you should be able to get 10 marks. And that brings us to the end of our paper 1, 2017. I welcome you to also check paper 2 of 2017.